When a person, a resident, needs the bathroom, in my personal experience, it's almost like everything else stops. Okay, like needing to use the bathroom usurps everything else. Would you agree? Think of your work in a nursing home. You invite a resident to do something, anything. Come to lunch, go for a walk, come to a group activity, do therapy. And I was the activity director, and I feel like at least about half the time someone said, yes, I want to go, but I got to use the bathroom first. Not surprising, right? I'd probably be the same. So again, why don't we do something about that? So in my day, I am not a nurse, I am not a CNA, I am not a therapist, so I am not qualified to help someone to the bathroom. And I would have to, okay, I'll see if I can find someone and run around, run around. Hey, have you seen a CNA? Run, run, run. Have you seen a CNA? Have you seen a CNA? Oh, no CNA. Where's the CNA, everybody? Yes, they're helping someone else go to the bathroom. Is this a good use of time? Notice, I don't mean to make it about me first. No. Is this a good use of time for the person waiting? Whoa. Whoa. Let's think about that. It's kind of like that hurry up and wait idea, right? And how much money do they spend a month to live in a nursing home and get nursing care? Oh boy. Okay, so it's not great use of her time. And what else could be happening? Getting up, falling, being incontinent, accidents. Wow. Then, is it a good use of my time? It's not about me, but the person trying to gather people for a group activity? Probably not. Is it a good use of all the people's times that I just interrupted? Probably not. You see? And so people have realized, wow, here's a great point to be reminded that cross training is a real thing and it's really helpful. And many teams across the country have gone to the efforts of cross training. So when I say that, I basically mean anyone who's not a CNA, not a nurse, and not a therapist, not qualified to help someone with these ADLs, activities of daily living, in particular going to the bathroom, then they can get trained, can, should, could get trained to be a CNA. In the culture change movement over all these decades, we have learned that what leaders really do is they go and get trained all on their own. I want to become a CNA. It's really cool to see it that way. You could be a role model, whoever you are listening. If you're not trained to do that, it becomes such a big help. And then let's also address this. Sometimes people worry, like, hey, I don't have time to take people to the bathroom all day long. We know that. But notice my example. Sometimes there might be times when it just made better sense, a better use of time for me to just help that person go to the bathroom rather than run around and try to find someone. And that's what we're learning from others who have done it. So, what if everyone was at least a CNA? How many of us are not trained to help someone to the bathroom? We are there. There is us. And what if, oh my goodness, what if everyone who worked in a nursing home was expected to be a CNA? What if we had invented that? What if that was a regulation? You know, even though it isn't, your home could move in that direction. That's what many teams have done, wisely so. You could put an ad in the paper, and be a CNA, for any job. If you're a CNA or have been one, you'll get precedence, that kind of thing. Or in the job description, and be willing to become a CNA if necessary. And you start to attract people who are willing to do that. Something that has hurt us over the years is professionals acting like, nope, I'm better than that. I'm not going to do that. And, I understand, like, we didn't go to college for that, but to be honest, this is a home where a lot of people live who need this kind of assistance. And if we want life to go good for them, for it to be worth all the money they pay, to not have deficiencies and corporate staff coming in, and worse yet, litigation, to not have all these falls, guess what? It's worth the cross training. So I just want to encourage you to pass that on, talk about that in your team. Who could join you? And then something else to really ponder and talk about both is, our nurses helping out as best as they can. Again, we know you can't do this all day long, but are nurses reminded, because they are qualified to help someone in the bathroom, are they? And then the same with therapists. Just simply because they're qualified, are we using them to the best of our ability? And by the way, best practice is that both physical and occupational therapists try to use, using the bathroom as part of their minutes every time they work with someone. It is brilliant. And assisted living, you could do this too, whether it's a CNA or another classification of getting people more and more cross-trained. In fact, this company called Signature Healthcare is famous for this, and I've actually seen administrators at conferences hold the microphone and say, "I love being a CNA." Isn't that great? Why? I said, why? And they said, because I can help someone get into the bed. I don't have to go find someone else. Or I can help them get out of bed. Don't have to run around. Isn't that great? And yes, I can help someone eat. And yes, I can help someone to the bathroom. Oh, I love being a CNA. I just so admire that. Now, hopefully you've run into Maslow's hierarchy of needs before. And so it starts at the bottom, right? Our basic needs. The theory is that you've got to have that first in order to move up. And then safety needs come next, love and belonging, esteem, and then self-actualization to kind of be able to go after your goals. He theorizes you've got to have all the other stuff first. I've actually seen people show that you can do it without this order, but that is not the point. The point would be, where is the bathroom? Notice where the bathroom is. It's a basic need. Everyone has this basic need. Again, like this should be part of what we do. So natural that it's a number one priority. It's basic. And so notice how that's at the bottom of the pyramid. And notice how when we think of priority, it's usually, we kind of think top. So just for fun, I have flipped Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the triangle, the pyramid, to show visually basic needs on the top. What if we made getting to the bathroom your priority? Isn't that great? Wow. Oh my goodness, I get so excited. You could help people not be incontinent by getting to the bathroom more. You could prevent falls by getting to the bathroom more. You could help people self-actualize by getting to the bathroom when they need to go. And you could help it be worth all the money that is paid. You know, a lot of that's our money, taxpayer money. And the more and more we get better at this, prioritize this, help people get cross-trained, support the CNAs that are working there, do things that we can do to support CNAs so that they can help people. That's what teams are doing all around the world. And then again, if you think about anticipating needs, this has been taught throughout the years in our movement. Let me ask you a question. What makes you want to give a good tip? Have you ever had that feeling where, oh, his service was so good, I want to give him a good tip? And why? Most people say good service, right? And then I would invite you, well, what is that? Let's try to define it. What is good service? And I hear things like, be attentive to my needs, know what I need, know what I want. Isn't that another way of saying to anticipate my needs? I love it. So if someone's drinking coffee, if you're drinking coffee, don't you love it if they come around often and warm up your coffee? Or maybe do you love it when they bring the ketchup with the fries just in case, or bring the mustard just in case? Sadly, if you got to ask for it, oops, there's this chance they might forget, they might get busy, your hamburger might be gone before the mustard gets there, right? So that's what gives good tips. So that's our idea here. Let's apply that to our work to anticipate when someone needs the bathroom, what their wants are around needing the bathroom, and what their preferences are. I would add what cues they give as well. That's another big part. Learning someone's cues, learning their needs, wants, preferences, and routines we could add to that. And did you know that by anticipating people's bathroom needs and add to that cross-training of more of your staff, more of your team members, you will get great outcomes. Here's some true stories, okay? One home many years ago in Missouri did this. They focused on anticipating needs, going in more often to the person, asking more often, learning their cues, learning their patterns, being ahead of it instead of behind it. And they got people cross-trained. And here's their outcomes. Very few residents ended up needing the incontinence products. Isn't that amazing? And it's hard to believe. Ready? Here comes the stats. They had 53 people using incontinence products at one time. And by doing this, they were able to get 50 out of them. 50. I would have been impressed with 3. How about you? Oh my goodness. Do you know how much money that represents back then? At least, probably more now. It represented over $6,000 a month. I think if you do times 12, it's like $80,000 to $90,000. What would you do with that money? That could be money you bless people, increase wages, get another CNA, right? And because they were proactive, people didn't even use their call light as much, so call light use decreased by half. And then, because you got less lights going on, people could actually hear them, is how they said it, and they responded quicker. Plus, with the cross training, you got more people able to help people, and their call light response time decreased 70%. And then the biggest stat really is they touted a 20-second call light answer time. I heard this at conferences for several years. And to be honest, I didn't know if I should believe it or not. That's pretty powerful, right? And so I got to visit in 2001 with a friend. We were there all day. And it just so happened we were meeting a woman who in her room in the afternoon. And it dawned on me to ask the administrator, or to ask her actually, if she wouldn't mind pulling her call light. And so she did. And because they claimed 20 seconds, I watched the second hand on my watch, and at 20 seconds, nobody was there. Do you feel better? I don't know. At 40 seconds, nobody was there, and the administrator was looking angry. Oh my goodness. At 1 minute, I witnessed with my own eyeballs a maintenance guy, a nurse, and a CNA literally run into the room. I was just flabbergasted. And it's my understanding that any of them could have helped with ADLs and with the bathroom. Isn't that profound? And then that would match up with these profound statistics. And we also learned from this home, everyone, that they ended up creating almost a peer pressure for themselves to keep this up. Oh, if they can do that, you could do that. Go for it.